People have opinions, and everybody is entitled to their own opinions, except if they're wrong, of course. Personally, I love friendly debates regarding people's conflicting opinions, and that's why I love hot takes, because I finally get to explain why my opinions are the only correct opinions in the history of opinions, in order of least to most controversial. Can you tell that this script was written at 2 a.m. yet? Hot take 1. FNAF 4 is the scariest FNAF game of all time. The more audio-enhanced gameplay of FNAF 4 mixed with the terrifying character designs and an insane atmosphere makes a genuinely terrifying game. There's really nothing else to say for this one, and I'm sure 75% of you will agree with me, so let's just move on. Hot take 2. FNAF World is overhated. I will stand by this one forever. I always thought that FNAF World was a pretty useless entry into the FNAF franchise, but after playing it for the first time on the channel, I think it's insanely fun, rewarding, and just genuinely interesting. I like discovering all the secrets hidden in the game, and even if you get the Halloween characters off the start, the beauty of the game is the assumption that the player doesn't know about the secrets on the first playthrough, and that's why I love FNAF World. The first playthrough is rough and irritating, but the second is done in half the time and is much more entertaining. Hot take 3. Spring or Burn Trap shouldn't have been in Security Breach. I think the appearance of Spring Trap in Security Breach was purely to get the fans excited and make them strive to get the harder ending. In my opinion, I think a good compromise for this take is how Scott Cawthon explained how he wanted to do Burn Trap in Security Breach, which was to make him mostly hidden in the background and be more calculated and menacing, rather than the more animalistic version as seen in the actual game. Hot take 4. The books are strange. First of all, there's just way too many books. At first, with the original 3, that being the Silver Eyes, the Twisted Ones, and the Third Closet, were cool. They were more narrative offshoots loosely based on the original story, and I always thought that they were cool. Among other books, there were the Fazbear Fright series. I actually read the first 2, which are Into the Pit and Fetch, and they're genuinely good stories with interesting concepts. I like the fact that they aren't canon and instead take more exaggerated routes without risking ruining the original story. However, that's when the 3rd book came out, and then the 4th one, and then the 5th. And then all of a sudden there's 12 of them plus 3 graphic novels. And all of a sudden there's 8 Tales of the Piecaplex books, and a coloring book, and a cooking book, and a log book, and an encyclopedia. And then just for the fun of it, throw in a graphic novel set for the original 3. It's just way too much. And sure, they're sometimes interesting, but there's also Fazgoo, so let's just chill out with the books, Scott, please. Hot take 5. The lore is too hidden. Alright, so hear me out. I love the fact that the games and teasers are basically a glorified mystery novel, where you have to pay attention to every little detail to figure out these murders, but it's getting to the point where there's still details getting noticed in a game that came out 10 years ago, and the creator doesn't feel the need to explain anything. I mean, Golden Freddy has been here since the beginning, and we are still questioning what the thing is. I just feel like after this long, we need some confirmation on some things in a new game. This next one's going to hurt. Hot take 6. I'm tired of FNAF theories. This one is kind of related to the last hot take, but I just feel like FNAF theories don't hit the same as they did back when the majority of the knowledge in the games wasn't uncovered yet. Most of the FNAF theories released by John over at FNAF or Game Theory seem too far-fetched to me, and I get that is mostly the entire point, but I just don't get a lot of joy out of theorists looking at several coincidences and making an unbelievable story out of them that doesn't fit with something that Scott or Steelwool would allow. I just feel like it's getting out of hand now. Some of you may be aware of this one. Hot take 7. I don't like Ruin. Now honestly, if I actually buckle down and fully beat every ending to this game myself, maybe my opinions on it would change, but as it is, I'm not a fan of this game. The biggest thing I don't like about this game is its villains. I am Mex's biggest hater, and I think the Mimic could have been done quite a bit better. I just feel like Mexus was just added to check off the requiring Springtrap variant in every game rule and make the mask have more stakes, while simultaneously being not threatening at all. For the Mimic, I dislike him a lot less than Mexus, but I think his design holds him back a lot. I also think that the entire confusion with the mascot suits and whatever the Brazil ending means makes me dislike him a lot more than I would have. Now this may change because the mascot suits could be potentially explained more in the upcoming game Secrets of the Mimic, but as of now, this is how I stand. For my last take, I already kind of touched on this with Hot Take 5, but whatever. Hot Take 8, Golden Freddy needs to be put to rest in the community. I'm tired of theorists claiming that Golden Freddy is something else than what we expected. I feel like Scott Cawthon should just come out and put Golden Freddy to rest once and for all. I mean, seriously, it's been 10 years and we're still questioning the identity of this dude. I feel like we should just accept the fact that Golden Freddy is the crying child because it makes the most sense timeline-wise. This way, we would have to assume that Golden Freddy is or is a version of Fredbear. This would mean that the crying child in FNAF 4 would be tormented by a nightmare version of Fredbear and have a Fredbear plush, which would give him enough reason to possess that specific suit. This would also explain the "It's me" catchphrase in FNAF 1, because it could be the crying child calling out to his older brother Mike, which is the player, saying, "It's me, your brother, I'm here again." However, this probably contradicts a bunch of stuff, but I don't really care. I'm just so tired of trying to figure out this dumb yellow Easter egg. That concludes this short little video. If you liked it, then consider subscribing and liking this video. If this hits 10 likes, I'll consider doing a part 2 so I can make even more people angry at me. See you next time.